Gabriel Gonzaga from Brazil, making his way to the jungle fight ring, and interesting fighter. We get to finally see some heavyweights, and the heavyweights can move like middleweights. They're that quick. This should be a very interesting battle between Gonzaga and Fabricio Werdum.
Gonzaga's a great competitor. He's a great fighter. You can see he's walking in here. He comes from a great competitive background. Most of these guys in his camp, you can see actually a couple of guys that are in this camp. That's Macaco sitting behind him that actually is going to fight later on tonight with his hands already taped. His corner is one of the best corners around right now in this level of competition, and he's set almost to start breaking his way in a little bit. This needs a little more time to develop his skills.
You get a good look there at Gabriel Gonzaga, and he's going to be facing the one and only Fabricio Werdum, and Werdum is clearly the more experienced fighter, is clearly the more feared fighter, and it's going to be a very interesting battle to see what he can do. I mean, this guy is good standing up. He's very good on the ground. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what he does. You see him coming out in the traditional Amazon gear.
Very intense fighter. I got to tell you what, both these guys I think are going to try to keep it up on the feet a little bit more. It's going to be a good exchange. But both these guys are better at their better base is stand up. Of course, Werdum is an exceptionally gifted guy on the ground. Just amazingly gifted, but he prefers actually to strike, to swing. So we'll kind of see what happens with him.
Yeah, he's one of the bigger Brazilian heavyweights you'll see, but once again, if he goes to the ground, it can be over quickly.
1,87 m, 101 quilos. O estilo jiu-jitsu.
If you look here at the tail of the tape, you see Fabricio Werdum is clearly the bigger fighter in this fight.
Both guys have jiu-jitsu as their main base, and we're going to see a little bit on the ground, but I have a feeling more that's going to be up in the air, more standing by all means. I think both these guys love to strike, they prefer to strike than they do to try to finish with submission, because striking to them is so new.
Well, we're getting set for round one. Once again, your referee will be Paulo Filo, bringing both fighters together here, giving them final instructions. You see the size of Fabricio Werdum. I mean, he is a big Brazilian. He's about 6'4", 250. So here we go. Comes out right away. It looked like he was going to go with a flying knee and changed it midair to a kick. And right away, Werdum, clearly the more aggressive fighter, trying to probably surprise Gonzaga.
Gonzaga doing a good job of nullifying, took a couple of knees right there in the midsection, flush knees, didn't block him at all, but doing a good job of trying to tie everything up. Of course, going right back to his base. Jiu-jitsu is the thing that he uses a little bit more than anything else. Even though he did say he wanted to try to stand up and knock him out, he's doing a good job of trying to attack and get this to the ground.
And Werdum with some good knees early on as well. Good battle between these two fighters from Brazil. Werdum, a lot of big things expected from Werdum in his fight career when it's going to be all said and done. A lot of hype going into this fight about how good his trainers believe he will be. And once again, it's that potential war that you never know about, Trey, because you never know how good guys can be, and it's going to be up to them to continue to progress and get better and better.
Yeah, you have some early success. You may not want to train as hard. Oh, good job getting into the ground. Good tight position. Good leg trip. Not the best takedown I've ever seen, but definitely good job getting to the ground. But with Werdum, a lot of guys say how good he is, and he had some success very early in his fight career against some really tough opponents, and sometimes you tend not to get any better, but he is definitely getting better, definitely getting stronger, and hopefully continue that so he can become one of the best guys in the world.
Right now, Paulo Filo will say, hey, let's stand them up. Let's get them back on their feet. So here we go. Back on your feet in the first round. Ryan Bennett, Frank Trigger in the beautiful Amazon, and both fighters working hard. Another takedown scored, and we'll see what they... This is where the fight really begins, because both guys are pretty good at jiu-jitsu. It's going to be interesting to see who has better jiu-jitsu in this position.
Yeah, both these guys are highly accomplished. Werdum has the better competition record in jiu-jitsu, but remember, there's no gi on right now, and it's very difficult to do jiu-jitsu when someone's punching you in the stomach or punching you in the head, and it depends on it's a different style of jiu-jitsu.
Looks like you want to go for a key lock or maybe a Kimura early on, but now back into the half guard here.
The half guard a pretty dangerous position. If you're underneath it, right now Werdum's in a little bit of trouble because he doesn't have that underhook with his left hand. if he can underhook his opponent's right hand to be able to get back. Oh, right to the full mount. Good job.
Yeah, this is a quick move, and now holding on. I mean, plenty of time still left in this first round, so this is not a position you want to be in.
Good job for Gonzaga. He's on top, raining down. Good separation. Got him off his chest. He was able to start punching down on him. And, you know, Werdum's a little bit of trouble here. He needs to try and get out of this mount as quickly as possible.
I was going to say, you know, Gonzaga was a huge underdog going into this fight. And right now he's trying to buck Werdum off him if he can. Both fighters, this would be a huge upset trick.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm amazed that Werdum's, he's really not moving his hips. He's really not really doing anything to truly get out of this mount. He's just kind of content to stay there, tie up the hands a little bit. But
now he gets out. You mentioned him. He bucked him off like you asked.
Good separation. I really enjoy the way that these guys get out of that mount position when they're mounted. How they cleanly get out and get really good separation, get themselves back in this fight.
And Trigg, I'm surprised he okay, now he does. Paulo Filho, I was going to say, gave him a little time to get off the ground, and he finally does here.
Back up on their feet, and you can kind of see how Werdum is still being the aggressor a little bit, and then right when he got hit, right when he came back up again, he stopped moving. Ooh, Gonzaga, look, he might have a little cut right now from that last knee.
Yeah, it looks like he does, and Werdum, nice combination there, Lance. Good job by Werdum.
Geez, he dropped him there for a second. He dropped Gonzaga there for a second, but Gonzaga, good job recovering.
You know, Gonzaga's really impressed. I mean, like I said, another takedown, gets a single leg this time.
Good job. Excellent work. Excellent work. Both guys are really active, and you can tell these are bigger guys. These aren't your smaller guys, and look at the action these guys are coming with. Both guys being aggressive. You know, they're being paid to fight, so they're coming to fight.
Yeah, you're talking about guys at 230, 240, respectively, and they are battling it out here early on in this jungle fight. Now you see Gonzaga get back to his feet. Werdum can tend to be on his back until either the referee calls for a stand-up or until Gonzaga engages, and now he comes back and does engage.
Well, these guys slow down a little bit now. This round takes a little bit out of you when you're starting to move that much and as much action as they're having.
You see Gonzaga trying to go for the pass, kind of just diving in there. Werdum now goes for the ankle.
Oh, he's got a little bit of a knee bar. It's off now. He's turned out of it.
You can see how quick he can throw on submission. He continues to work for it and tries to grab it. Can't get it, so he just lets go, and that's the end of round one. Werdum, Gonzaga battling it out, and Werdum, I don't know if he won the last round. He finished the round strong, Trigg, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens here in round two.
You know, the biggest thing is that he when he hit Gonzaga, he dropped him down one time. Werdum is doing a great job of staying active, but you know, obviously Gonzaga's the one being a little bit more aggressive. He's shooting it a lot more, taking him down, 2 or 3 times. So that first round was a very even round. You know, it could have very easily been a 9-9 round, but you got to have that kind of 10-9 round must system. So you've got to have it. And really, I would probably give that first round to Gonzaga because he took down Werdum 2 or 3 more times.
Yeah, I agree. And the Trigg, we're seeing a totally different round two now. Werdum continues to pound on Gonzaga. Gonzaga looks very tired. You saw him coming out in that second round. He looked a lot more tired than Werdum now. I think he sees it. He embraces it. He got the takedown easily. Continues to rain punches now. Oh, Werdum landed some big-time knees as well.
I mean, they're being blocked, but it doesn't make a difference. Even if you're blocking those knees, they're still sneaking through.
And that's the end of round two. Clearly Werdum's round there. This fight is absolutely changed from round one to round two.
You know, it's absolutely amazing how much a round can make a difference in a fight. Very, very close to first round. The second round obviously went to Werdum. He controlled the entire pace of that entire fight, that entire round.
And now that means, well, it could be 1 round apiece, depending how the judges score this fight. Right now we don't have an official scorecard, so very, very close. Round one, round two, clearly in the hands of Fabricio Werdum, as we get ready to get started for round three. Right now, both fighters just absolutely tired. To show you the highlights, I mean, look at Werdum, how athletic he is. Landed that high kick later on, would get the fight to the ground. Tried for the guillotine choke there, and Gonzaga clearly pulled his head out easily, but later on in the round, it was all Werdum all the time. Show you highlights really from the first 2 rounds, how things have changed between round to round, and Bring it to the third and final round. Fabricio Werdum and Gabriel Gonzaga battling it out, and Fabricio leading right where he left off, continues the strikes. Gonzaga looks clearly tired. He's taking a lot of shots now.
Yeah, absolutely. He's starting to get beat up a little bit. He's got to get this back down to the ground, or he's got to move. I mean, he's just standing right there taking the punching. He needs to get out of that position.
Werdum just clearly teeing off there. Finally, Gonzaga lands with a knee and a good right hand.
Well, great job, kind of fighting back a little bit, but you really can't stay inside that distance of getting punched. If you're going to stand still and you want to take a little bit of a break, get way outside so you don't get hit at all.
Werdum continues the short uppercuts. Now both fighters taking a little breather here in this third round. Once again, two tired fighters really battling it out, giving it their all on a very hot and humid night from the Amazon. Fabricio continuing with those short little uppercuts. Not going to do much damage, but it will kind of bug the opponent to maybe try to change the position of the move. And now both fighters working back to the ropes.
Gonzaga putting a little possum here. Looks super exhausted. Looks like he's extremely tired, and all of a sudden lands a big knee hook, and all of a sudden he's back in this round again.
Sometimes fighters take off rounds. I'm not sure if that was the case, but he looks like he has a lot more energy from round 2 to round 3.
Yeah, that's for sure. He definitely does. And got to kind of see what's going on here. Gonzaga tends to push the action a little bit, and he may have pushed it too much in the first couple of rounds, and you just need a little bit to regroup himself.
Both fighters trying to finish strong here in this third and final round. Fabricio Werdum, the big favorite coming in, but it was Gabriel Gonzaga surprising a lot of people in the first round. Werdum came back in the second, and now trying to find out who's going to win this third and final round. Both fighters exhausted. You can just see them leaning on one another. This humidity will zap it out of anybody. Oh, good right hand there, landed by Werdum, and continues the assault. Good combination now, picking up his game, and Gonzaga clearly tired. Nice knee landed by Werdum. Wow, he's picking it up.
Geez, he got rocked there. He's doing a great job of staying on his feet. Didn't really tie him up and lean inside and kind of got him up. Werdum is looking to Paulo Field, the referee. Hey, look, can we stop this, please? Can we finish this fight? He's like, no, he's still okay. He's still in the fight. Yeah,
absolutely. You get this tired, and you'll look any way you can to try to get out. Oh, nice knee again by Werdum. Wow. Continues with the knees, just holding the back of the head, and right now Gonzaga getting the worst of this exchange. Another knee lands by Werdum. Another one. Continues to lay it out. Paulo Field watching very closely now. And Gonzaga just goes to his back. This is a bad move for Gonzaga. He is clearly tired. He's taking a lot of punishment, and he's in big trouble. Werdum trying to finish this fight. Now he gets the arm. Oh, he's putting it on him. That's going to be a submission if he can lock it in.
Wow, he got out of that submission. Good job. Set right back over to that mountain.
Looked like he wanted to finish him with a key lock, and did the corner throw in the tally. That's it. Forget about it. Fabricio Werdum just so impressive in this third round. Actually, the second and third round for that matter. A couple huge knees really changed the course of the fight.
He did an amazing job.
Aos 3:21 do terceiro round.
I mean, it's tremendous. Look, you can see the disappointment on him. He's sitting there with his coach and his mentor, Makako. It's so hard when you fight that hard, you stay in it, and really, he never tapped out. He never gave up. But he didn't, he just didn't have what it was tonight to be the guy as good as Fabricio Werdum tonight.
Fabricio Werdum, it was a tough fight, an exhausting fight, but nonetheless a great win for him. He wins tonight in Jungle Fight. Give you a couple of looks. I mean, that right hand dropped him, landed some great knees later on, and then wanted to finish him with the key lock and give you another couple of looks of the stand-up game. This was an exciting third round. Werdum continued to pound on him, especially in the second round. That's where he really changed the fight. And then the third round, you see the barrage, the assault, lands the left rights, and Gonzaga just had nothing to retaliate with.
No, he was just too tired. He was outmatched at this point. But a young kid, he's definitely going to fight again. He's definitely going to be a guy that we'll see again, in a future fight. And he'll do a great job. And here is just, finally Paulo had to step in there and stop it.
It wasn't easy, but it was a great win nonetheless for Fabricio Werdum tonight in Jungle. It's time for our next fight.